You know that dream?
Yeah,
Trading the daily grind for like sunsets on a beach or maybe a quiet mountain view. It's a powerful image when you think about retirement.
definitely. But the big question is that picture-perfect life actually within reach?
Exactly. So today we're really digging into Panama. Could it be that place? Affordable, beautiful, genuinely welcoming. Is it the real deal?
Well, the sources you sent over certainly paint an appealing picture. Panama as a top retirement spot.
Hmm.
What we want to do in this deep dive, though, is get past the glossy photos.
Yeah, look at the practical side. Is it really the paradise people talk about?
Right.
And your info keeps pointing to 4 specific spots, 4 different flavors of Panama, really.
Uh-huh. We're going to check them all out.
First up, Bocas del Toro, that classic Caribbean island vibe. Then we'll head for the hills, Boquete, the Highland Escape.
Then the big city energy of Panama City.
And finally, Kickback in Coronado, that beachside comfort zone.
And as we go through these, we need to keep hitting those key questions from the sources.
Absolutely. Like, what's the real cost? How's the healthcare? Is it accessible?
What about finding your people, the community aspect,
Yeah.
and just, the day-to-day lifestyle?
And the nuts and bolts of actually moving there, all that practical stuff.
So let's start with those island dreams. Bocas del Toro.
Bocas del Toro. Yeah, just saying it makes you think of turquoise water, coral reefs, that super laid-back rhythm.
It's this archipelago, right? On the Caribbean side. Definitely has that visual appeal.
And what really jumps out from your sources is this idea you can get that island life without, like, totally breaking the bank.
Yeah, the lifestyle described sounds incredible. World-class snorkeling, diving, huge draw for active folks.
Oh, yeah.
And kayaking through mangroves, surfing Red Frog Beach,
Yeah.
spotting sloths and monkeys,
Sounds like paradise.
and relaxing on Starfish Beach. Yes, please.
Plus that whole lively Caribbean culture, reggae music, coconut rice. It paints a picture.
It really does. But, okay, the practical side, again, cost of living. Your sources are saying a couple might live comfortably on, what, $1,500 to $2,000 a month? Yeah, and get this. That apparently includes rent for a modest place, maybe even near the beach.
Wow. That's pretty compelling compared to a lot of island spots.
It really is. And the sources mentioned affordable groceries, too. Fresh seafood, tropical fruits. Eating out at local places for maybe $5 to $10, that makes a difference.
Definitely helps the budget stretch. What about things like utilities, internet? Island life can sometimes be tricky there.
Sources say they're generally reliable, but maybe a bit pricier than the mainland, which, kind of makes sense.
Okay. And the big one, healthcare. Always top of mind for retirees.
Right. So the info suggests Bocas has a public hospital and private clinics, plus English-speaking doctors, which is key.
That's good to hear.
For anything more specialized, though, you'd likely head to Panama City. It's about an hour flight. Or David, which involves a ferry and bus. Both have good hospitals.
So some travel might be involved for complex care.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
But for everyday stuff, Bogastown has pharmacies, grocery stores, Wi-Fi cafes. The essentials are there.
And it sounds like you wouldn't be totally isolated socially either. There's an expat community.
Yeah, a thriving one, apparently. People from the U.S., Canada, Europe. They've got book clubs, yoga, volunteering, even an international film festival.
That sounds like a great way to connect.
And the sources emphasize that the local Panamanians are generally welcoming, too. There's even a specific mention of Maria, 62, from Florida, having a really positive experience.
A real person's perspective, that helps.
So the takeaway for Bocas, it seems ideal if you're active, you love that island lifestyle, you want adventure and community, and the affordability is a huge plus.
But you need to be okay with potentially traveling for some healthcare needs.
Exactly. Something to factor in.
Okay, let's shift gears. Trading those warm Caribbean breezes for cooler mountain air. Next stop, Boquete, the Highland Haven.
Right. This is a charming town up in the Chiriquí province, known for its amazing climate, consistently cool, like 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
Ah, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, plus coffee plantations everywhere and these incredible views of the Volcan Baru. Totally different feel.
Definitely appeals more to the tranquility and nature seekers, I'd guess.
That's the vibe. The sources highlight amazing hiking. The Quetzal Trail for birdwatching sounds spectacular.
Oh, wow.
Plus rafting, fishing in the Caldera River. They have flower festivals, coffee festivals.
It sounds very idyllic.
Nearby hot springs, too.
Yeah.
Just imagine strolling through gardens, visiting coffee farms.
Yeah.
It's a slower pace, more intentional.
I can picture it. Very appealing. Now, cost-wise, is this Highland Serenity affordable?
Interestingly, yes. Boquete comes up repeatedly as one of Panama's most affordable retirement spots.
Really?
Yeah, the info suggests a couple could live really well on maybe $1,800 to $2,500 a month. That includes rent for a cozy place, maybe with those mountain views.
That's fantastic.
And fresh produce is super cheap at the local markets. Dining out is also inexpensive, maybe $6 to $12 for a meal.
Sounds like your money goes a long way there. What about utilities, internet, still reliable up in the mountains?
Sources say yes. Reliable, cost-effective utilities, and importantly, good high-speed internet. That's crucial now.
Absolutely. And healthcare in Boquete.
Okay, so Boquete itself has a public clinic and private medical offices. Again, English-speaking doctors are available.
Good.
For more serious stuff, David and its excellent hospitals like Hospital May Lewis are just a 45-minute drive. Pretty convenient.
That's very manageable.
You've also got well-stocked pharmacies, supermarkets, and the infrastructure supports remote work, apparently. Oh, and the Tuesday market sounds like a big social hub.
Yeah, that market comes up a lot. Sounds like a great place to connect. And the expat community seems strong there, too.
Very strong. Lots of organized activities, hiking clubs, art classes, charity events. Things like the Boquete Community Players Theater Group and Spanish classes help with integration, too.
It sounds really welcoming.
And we have another example, John, 68, from Canada. Sources say he loves the community feel and all the activities.
Great to have these real stories.
So the key takeaway for Boquete: perfect if you prefer cooler weather, love the outdoors, and want that small town feel. It's affordable, has a built-in expat network, and good healthcare access nearby.
A really solid option for a certain type of retiree.
Oh,
Okay, from the quiet highlands to the hustle and bustle, let's talk Panama City.
Panama's capital. And it's this really interesting blend, isn't it? You've got the skyscrapers and cosmopolitan energy, but also coastal charm, historic districts, and the canal, of course.
Yeah, it sounds like a place for people who want city amenities but still want nature nearby.
Exactly. And the range of things to do is huge. Exploring Casco Viejo, that UNESCO site, cobblestone streets, colonial buildings, cool galleries, rooftop bars.
Sounds fantastic.
Then, obviously, the Panama Canal visit, the Biomuseo, attending performances at the Teatro Nacional.
Lots of culture.
And active stuff, too, like cycling or walking the Amador Causeway. Plus, beaches aren't far away. Salsa dancing, food festivals, just a ton going on.
Definitely no shortage of activities. But, okay, the price tag. I'm assuming Panama City is more expensive than Bocas or Boquete.
It is, yeah. More expensive than the rural spots. But the sources still frame it as affordable compared to, say, major North American or European cities.
Okay, so what's the ballpark?
They suggest a couple could live comfortably on roughly $2,500 to $3,500 a month. And that includes renting a modern apartment.
Still pretty reasonable for a major capital city.
Right. Groceries are reasonable, lots of dining options from cheap eats to fancier places. And a big plus: cheap and efficient public transport, like the metro. That helps keep costs down.
Oh, a good metro system is huge in a city. Now, healthcare, you'd expect it to be top-notch in the capital.
And that's a major selling point, according to the sources. Panama City has some of the best healthcare facilities in Latin America.
Like which ones?
They specifically mention Hospital Punta Pacifica, affiliated with Johns Hopkins International, and Clinica Hospital San Fernando. English-speaking staff, modern equipment, and costs significantly lower than the U.S. or Canada.
That's a massive advantage.
Absolutely. Plus, first-world infrastructure overall. Reliable utilities, high-speed internet, big shopping malls, pharmacies that deliver all the conveniences.
Sounds very comfortable. What about finding community in a big city like that? Can it feel impersonal?
The sources suggest otherwise. There's a diverse, active expat community. Social clubs, language exchanges, volunteer groups. Neighborhoods like El Cangrejo are known for being expat-friendly.
So places to plug in?
Yeah. And we have Susan, 65, from Texas, mentioned as really loving the city's energy and especially the excellent healthcare. Plus, again, that general warmth from local Panamanians helps people settle in.
Okay, so key takeaway for Panama City. Ideal if you want urban sophistication, culture, amazing healthcare access. The cost is higher, but you get a lot for it.
It seems justifiable for the amenities and lifestyle, yes.
Oh, all right, one more stop on our tour. Let's head to the coast again, but this time the Pacific side, Coronado.
Right, Coronado. It's about an hour's drive west of Panama City. Described as having more of a resort town feel, lots of gated communities.
So maybe appealing for those, prioritizing relaxation, security, beach life.
That seems to be the target, yeah. Beachside bliss with modern comforts is how the sources frame it.
Sounds nice. What's daily life like there? What do people do?
Well, it's very beach-focused. Swimming, sunbathing, even horseback riding on the beach. There's a popular golf course, the Coronado Golf Course.
For the golfers.
Uh-huh. Water sports, too, like jet skiing. And it's reasonably close to the Valle de Anton, which is great for a change of scenery, waterfalls, hiking.
Oh, nice to have that nearby.
But mostly, it sounds like laid-back days. Hanging out at beach clubs, exploring little fishing villages nearby, enjoying the sun.
A classic retirement dream for many. What about the cost in Coronado? Is it resort prices?
Moderately priced is how the sources put it. They estimate a couple could live well on $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
Okay, so sort of in between Boquete and Panama City?
Seems like it. Rent in those gated communities might run $800 to $1,500 roughly. Groceries are easy to get and affordable. Dining has a good range, from cheap local spots to nicer restaurants. Utilities and internet are reliable.
Sounds like a good balance. And healthcare, amenities, is it self-contained or do you rely on Panama City?
It has its own private hospital, the San Fernando Clinic, which is part of that well-regarded Panama City network. English-speaking doctors available right there.
Oh, that's convenient.
And yes, for anything really complex, Panama City's advanced facilities are just that hour away. Coronado itself has modern malls, pharmacies, fitness centers. The day-to-day conveniences are there. Plus, those gated communities often offer security and social events.
Right. What's the community vibe like? Is it all expats in gated areas or is there more mix?
Sources describe a pretty tight-knit expat community, lots of social events happening. But they also mention friendly local Panamanians being part of the scene. The Coronado Art Fair is noted as a point of connection.
Good to know.
And we have Linda, 70, from the UK, as an example, loves the beach life and the friendships she's made there.
So the takeaway for Coronado, a balanced option. You get the beach, modern conveniences, community feel, good local healthcare, plus easy access to the city.
Exactly. It hits a lot of desirable points for many retirees.
Okay, so we've looked at 4 very different locations. But there are some things Panama offers retirees no matter where they settle, right? These broader perks.
Yes, absolutely. And a huge one that comes up constantly is the Pensionado visa.
Right. Tell us more about that. Why is it such a big deal?
Well, first, it grants permanent residency. And the requirement is pretty accessible for many. A guaranteed monthly pension of at least $1,000.
Just $1,000. Wow.
Yeah. And the benefits are significant. Discounts on healthcare doctor visits, prescriptions, hospital bills, discounts on utilities like electricity and water, discounts on travel flights, buses, hotels, even discounts on entertainment like movies and restaurants.
That's incredible. It really makes a fixed income go further.
It's designed specifically for that purpose.
Yeah.
A major draw.
What other practical things make Panama appealing overall?
Well, for Americans especially, the fact that Panama uses the U.S. dollar is a big convenience. No exchange rates to worry about for everyday transactions.
Simple as good.
And Panama is in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, which might seem small, but it makes calling family and friends back in the States much easier. No weird time differences.
That's actually a really good point for staying connected. And just overall stability, safety. How does Panama stack up?
Compared to some other parts of Latin America, the sources consistently describe Panama as relatively safe and politically stable. It has a growing economy, too, that provides a certain peace of mind when you're relocating.
Definitely important factors. So, thinking about those real stories, Maria in Bocas, John in Boquete, Susan in Panama City, Linda in Coronado, it really helps ground this, doesn't it?
It does. It shows that this isn't just theoretical. These are real people finding, fulfilling retirements in these different settings.
It suggests it's a viable path for a growing number of retirees.
Absolutely. It connects it back to you, the listener. These stories show it's possible.
Now, we should be balanced. No place is perfect. Your sources did mention some potential challenges, right?
That's fair. We need to acknowledge those. The tropical climate, for one. It can be humid, and there's a distinct rainy season, usually May to November. That doesn't suit everyone.
Something to consider, for sure.
Language, too. While English is common in tourist areas and expat hubs, Spanish is the official language. Learning at least some basic Spanish really helps with daily life and feeling integrated.
Makes sense. Any other potential downsides?
Infrastructure can be less reliable in some of the more rural areas, maybe outside the main towns we discussed. And, homesickness is real. Missing your home culture, family, friends, that's always a factor when moving abroad.
True. But it sounds like for many people who make the move, the positives tend to outweigh these challenges.
That's the impression from the sources, yes.
Yep.
Especially for those willing to adapt and embrace the differences. The benefits often seem compelling enough to make those adjustments worthwhile.
So, bringing it all together, the big question we started with. Is Panama the perfect retirement paradise?
Well, perfect is subjective, isn't it? But
Yeah.
based on everything we've seen in the sources.
It certainly offers a striking amount of diversity. Options for almost any retirement dream, whether it's adventure, peace and quiet, or city buzz.
And the common threads are pretty powerful. That generally low cost of living, averaging maybe $1,500 to $3,500 a month for a couple, depending on location and lifestyle.
Access to modern healthcare, especially in or near the city.
Welcoming expat communities, that fantastic Pensionado visa, and a stable environment. It's a strong package.
And each place has its own unique draw. Bocas for the free spirits, Boquete for nature lovers, Panama City for the urbanites, Coronado for beach lovers seeking comfort.
Yeah, it really drives home that retiring in Panama isn't just some far-fetched dream. It looks like a practical, achievable reality for many people. Those personal stories really underscore that.
So as you've listened to all this, taken this deep dive with us, could you actually see yourself retiring in Panama?
And if you could, which of those spots resonates most? Is it the islands of Bocas, the mountains of Boquete, the energy of Panama City, or the beaches of Coronado?
Definitely gives you a lot to think about. Maybe time to reflect on what we've covered and see if you want to explore Panama further for yourself?
It's clear Panama offers this really compelling mix, affordability and quality of life.
So thinking about your own ideal retirement, what parts of this discussion really clicked with your priorities? And maybe more importantly, what new questions does this raise for you about finding your own personal paradise, wherever that might be?